Oh, hello again, everybody. My name is RunThermal, and welcome back to our Minecraft Dungeons. As you can see, we have a new camera angle for today. We're gonna try a new camera angle. See if it's a little bit better than the other ones, because I know I've had some complaints in the past about camera angles covering up this or that just by a smidgen or so. I want to make sure that everybody's happy, that I'm not blocking nothing. Ooh, there's a difficulty setting. Ah, so wait. We can play through this game multiple times. Interesting, interesting indeed. Okay, so we've played through all these levels. I want to go back and, for a change, nah, we'll do Fiery Forge. Nah, Desert Temple, actually. We did Desert Temple not too long ago in our Minecraft other series as well. It's got a lot of unknown artifacts, so we'll see what's going on here. Ooh, new enemies. And bigger chests, as it would appear. Ooh, and a golden key I see hiding out in the preview.
Deep within these halls awaits
Welcome back, villager choir.
The forgotten ruler of a nameless kingdom.
Okay, why isn't he the leader of evil?
The necromancer wields an enchanted staff that holds the power to summon the undead. We must destroy it.
Wait, but why?
Before the arch-illager can claim it in his tiny evil hands.
So he's also trying to kill the guy.
That would surely be the doom of us all.
Okay, I see what's happening. So it's an issue of bad guys trying to steal bad guys' thing, so we need to go steal bad guys' thing before the other bad guys steal this bad guy's thing. Very, very typical plot device game. I see you. I see you with your cliches. Cinema Sins, get on this. I know it's not a movie, but it's a form of media. Ooh, wait. No, that's not a pathway. Okay. I wonder if there's out of bounds that can be found on this map. I bet there definitely is. There's 100% an out of bounds area. And like, I bet, I would practically bet money on the fact that there's skips in this game that are possible. Ooh, what are you? Oh, it auto spreads? Oh, I'm glad I didn't choose spread now. Well, now I feel kind of dumb for not choosing spread. Because imagine if this spreaded. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it spread, that would be wild. You could have a spread that spread. What I'm basically saying is, would each of the three, and now I have to go lab this out. But would each of the 3 arrows end up splitting into 5 arrows each, or would one central arrow just split into 5 arrows? I don't know. That'd be interesting to learn of. Just clear that entire room for free. That sounds good. Also, this does appear to just be an all-around strong crossbow, which is always a good thing. Never a bad thing that you have an all-around strong crossbow in your hands. Great. Ooh, what do you do? Okay, you set fires in the ground. Not exactly useful at the moment. Ricochets are interesting, and it would appear that not only does it ricochet, but ricochet. Ooh, soul knife. I'm gonna assume that has something to do with the interaction of souls, and I would appreciate that. A ceremonial knife that uses magical energy to hold the wrath of the souls inside. Okay. Very spooky, very spooktacular. Too bad it's not Halloween. Each soul absorbed grants a small amount of health. That's useful. Or ENIGMA Resonator. Triple damage based on the number of souls you have. We would prefer the Anima Conduit, considering we're oh, sorry. We don't have enough enchantment points for that, considering we dropped it all in our bow, giving it extra damage and extra fire rate. Which I still think is the best choice, honestly, given the extreme power. Oh, wow. It does like a thrust. Thrust in ye! Have at thee! Have at thee! That is a very slow attack rate, which I don't like. Fire, fire. Okay, do not stand in fire. Fire, but do not stand in fire. So, our left click is quite interesting. I wonder if, you know what would be cool? These soul gathering talents should do more damage to ghost enemies. That would be very cool. But these husks don't appear to be much of an issue, really. Ooh, what is this? Dire armor. Or what I assume is dire armor? Grim armor. I just said dire because it was the first adjective that came to mind. Stabba. Stabba. Stabba blappa. I'm sorry. You'll have to forgive me. I watch way too much YouTube and it becomes quite infectious. I hope you can forgive me for... Are you a boss or something? You don't seem like it. Were you the necromancer? You had the ability to summon the dead, so I was assuming you are some type of necromancer, if not the main guy. Hey, whoop, whoop. Go get yourself a bone. Never mind, I stole your bone. He shot you in between the eyes! Poor guy, dude. What about this dire arm? Oh my gosh, my dog's getting shot in the background. I'm sorry, doggo. Doggo. Doggo! Doug. Doug, why do you do this? Doug, I'm gonna be honest. You're a pretty crappy employee. I'm sorry, Doug, but you're honestly a pretty crappy employee. I appreciate you, but at the same time, the amount of impact you put on this company is relatively low. Doug. Let's get the anima upgrade getting on track. Interesting. So we now have a soul harvester as well as a soul expeller. We almost just walked into that blindly. And we have a amazing bow and arrow that is quite useful. Although I don't know how I feel about the spread shot really. It doesn't seem to be all that in a bag of chips. It seems to be relatively... Is there auto aim in this game? I don't feel like there is, but I just now realized that it scoped in on that closest enemy awfully quickly. We're at full souls again, which is quite nice, and full health for that matter. Find the golden key. I'm gonna assume it's over here where the path leads us. Please die. Yeah, you need to die. And stab you as well. Goodbye. Oh, you know what? What does this do? Okay, so it just stuns them. Okay, fair enough. I just pop him. Stab you, stab you, stab you, stab you, stab you, stab you. Pop. Stab you, stab you, stab you. We got TNT. That's useful. What is in this room? Wow, those traps are very slow. Methodical. What do you do? Oh, is there a puzzle? Well, I do find myself fancying puzzles. Yeah, just detonate that guy, please. They have an insane aggro range. Oh, wow. So you're like, that's like a Clash Royale mechanic, almost. Your shield takes the first damage before you do. You get smashed? Oh, yeah, boy. But your shield takes the first damage, and then you take damage later. Yeah. It's exactly a Clash Royale mechanic, almost copy and pasted. That's quite interesting. I didn't really consider Minecraft and the developers of Minecraft the kind of people to direct one-for-one a mechanic, but that appears to be what has taken place here. Right down to the fact that a skeleton's doing it. Where did the golden key run off to? He appears to have ran away. Oh, his skeleton guard's carrying him. Please drop my small friend. Allow me through gates, thank you. I have need of him. Who is summoning in these enemies? And are they just endless until I put in the golden key, which I'm going to assume they are? They're just here to add artificial difficulty to an already easy challenge. And I can just break that with it. Okay, that's what we should do. From now on, we need to break their shields with ranged. I like how I can just run through this and not worry about it, and most likely will not get hurt. See? Like, most of these traps are not really traps. They're just minor inconveniences. What is over here? I would like to know. It appears to be a non-linear pathway, which I kind of started talking about in the last episode and then ditched. But that really could have been an interesting topic of conversation in the last episode. The non-linear pathway, the way they set up the game to have non-linear pathways, it's quite interesting. In this MMORPG, like I said, I've compared it to Diablo in the past, which it is quite similar to Diablo in a way. But it has these non-linear secret areas and non-linear secondary pathways that are just different enough to feel kind of interesting and fresh, like you're finding something, but not different enough to actually take up the player's time in completing the mission. Which is an interesting, delicate balance that Minecraft has struck here. I don't know what that's important about, but we'll activate it. Did it change something in our vicinity? I don't know. There's a path back here. That's just the entranceway. So I'm assuming that'll eventually be opened if we activate enough conduits. That's just my initial gamer instinct assumption. It could definitely be wrong. By the way, this blade absolutely slaps, dude. It heals way more than we take, almost always, in these smaller fights. I'm just afraid that those Illager, if they ever bring back those Illager crossbowmen, we're gonna be in trouble. Because they're really the only thing that's so far even been able to remotely damage us. Which is quite interesting. I mean, we're healing up 6 or 7 off of each soul, which is quite a large, not an insignificant quantity of health to have restored upon hit. So I think we are in quite a good situation as it stands in terms of loadout. There's just nothing back here. There's just a tree. Okay. That's an interesting little sub area, I guess. Off from another sub area. but it doesn't really seem to have much importance. That was something I was about to commend the game on just a second before it did that, was the fact that it feels like almost all the sub areas it creates are semi-important at least. If not, oh, okay, I just need to shoot when I'm in stun. That was an interesting ricochet. But it seems as though the game very rarely creates sub areas that are not without merit. It appears that quite often they are useful and have a specific purpose. Surprised we're not allowed to go in here after a while. Am I missing something? I don't know. We'll come back to it at some point. But this is all I'm going to do for current exploration. Wait, is that a... No, it's not a lever. I think that's all I'm going to do for current exploration. I'm going to assume that's a terrain piece and that the gold chest was the true treasure hidden amongst the tomb. Entombed, if you will, within the tomb. I will tell you, this bow seems to be much less adept at killing singular Herculean targets and is more adept at crowd control, which is not a bad quality to have in a ranged armament, but at the same time is not quite what I would expect from such a weapon. I mean, it does have spread shot, which is a quality generally found in ranged weapons. Yeah. Sorry, what did you say about difficulty? For all of those who held their breath during that confrontation, I would like to remind you the amount of healing I have at my disposal. Although I am quite content just to simply explore. If this game's main draw is exploration and not the combat, I find that just as alluring as if it was the combat. Yeah, just get bye-bye. Get bye-bye. Can I get close to them? That would be nice. Can I get close to them? Thank you. See, as soon as I get close to them, it's not an issue. And as soon as I have souls to collect, it's not an issue either. It just generates so much, the anima ability generates quite a lot of health per soul collected. And there is no shortage of souls nearby to collect, especially when utilizing ranged weapons. There's no shortage at all. Enderman, hello there. Would you like to fight me in one-on-one combat? You're not weakened this time, which is interesting. Yeah, would you like to... Oh, wait, I'm out of arrows. Oh, that happened rather quickly. So the weakening does appear to have quite an effect on the Enderman itself. So Endermen are quite actually a dangerous foe when non-weakened. I'll remember that for the future. That is definitely something more typical of what I would expect from an Enderman, especially considering how powerful they are in-game. That level of damage and that level of combat. Level 24, and it has better enchantments as well. Well, I will quite enjoy having added that to my arsenal. Please allow me to salvage this. This is 23, but it's still salvageable, and we're just going to salvage everything that's non-unique and non-above our current level of use. Such as these. Please do not pull enemy. If this wolf pulls enemies to my position or accidentally kills itself on traps, I do believe we will be quite with the utmost of alacrity dismissing it from our party. Pretty sure that's the correct use of that word. Alacrity. I don't know. Do you guys like the more suave and verbose vernacular in use? Rampaging. After feeding mob, there's a 10% chance your attack speed... That's really good on this one. Smiting. Increased damage against undead. Not entirely useful. Echo. Echo could be quite useful as well. On this specific slow attack speed. Stun. That's quite useful. Enigma Resonator, not useful. Poison Cloud, not useful. I think Stunning and Rampaging are going to be two very, very useful upgrades for a weapon of this caliber and this profile. It appears to be much more a DMR than an assault rifle, if to talk in firearm terms instead of individual weapons. I appear to have a hair on my shoulder, a dog hair to be specific, that is currently causing some dermal irritation. So I might have to alleviate that as opposed to gameplay here in a second. This could be fun, actually. Expanding vocabulary with RunThermal. I've always tried to find a use for an expanded vernacular, and who knows, it might serve as to carve out a quite interesting and unrefined niche here on the video service. There's probably more stuff to explore back there, but I want to fight this undead dude with my new sword. That did a decent chunk of damage. That damage was not insubstantial. Oh, Rampage triggered just now. Oh, we have to remember that we don't have the anime power. So sorry. The anima power of past. Also, it's interesting calling them animas. As it, ooh, did we get stuck? Oh, I see what's happened here. My depth, I guess I just didn't read the game's indicators correctly. That was a lot of crit. That's a lot of crit. And a lot of high damage crit as well. I wonder where that's coming from. What's causing such high... Ooh, nice stun. That was quite useful in that situation. Can you please... Yeah, exactly. Just allow me to see your master. And I will decease him promptly. I will render him deceased promptly. Bread! Food! Food! Sustenance! Glorious sustenance! It will sustain our adventure. Okay, so that's what's the... Oh, and then they just keep on rolling forever. Interesting. So if we wanted to, we could kind of set those up on a pattern that's not so detrimental. Oh, there's a trap right there. Okay, I can see how these would become a little disconcerting with time. And I'm much more of a threat one has to be aware of. But in the meantime, we're just going to randomly find a nice chest. Thief armor, not quite on to snuff with our mercenary gear. 25% melee attack speed. I think the damage reduction is much more useful, especially considering it has the cooldown enchantment as well, which has proved quite useful in our adventures so far. I do have to say, it doesn't seem that the unique weapons and armor have quite a staggering difference compared to their non-unique counterparts. But it appears though they're relatively of the same quality and fashion, strewn from the same thread, as it were. That is interesting. Can I please not die to this? That is quite an interesting predicament to be in. I would like to claim this loot pig, if such would be possible. A weakened glaive is not quite as of use to me as you would think. Nope, I rescind your attempt at trapping me, sir. Enderman, this is not good. Why is there a, wait, Slenderman effect? Question mark? We had a static effect. I don't know what that was caused by. Okay, it's caused by looking at them. Understood. Understood. Well, that's going to be quite difficult. How are we going to get around this? Oh, we have 129 arrows this time, so I assume we can just shoot him from range. Quite effectively. Okay, that just angers him. That does not prevent him from angering onto you. Okay, yeah, we can just crossbow you to death. It's not a huge issue. Crossbows in this game are still incredibly broken, even with an enemy that can transport right on top of you. Plus, I think we'd rather like to engage in aggressive action with these Endermen, as they drop quite good loot, as it would appear. These crossbows, I mean, not crossbows. These, whoa, okay. How high can I stack them? That was on accident. Okay, we might have to do a melee only run just to see how much explosive material I can stack on top of my cranium. Y'all stop. You do a lot of damage. It would appear as though these adversaries have the output of some harm and the ill will to act upon it. Or act with it in that situation. I don't know. English is hard, boys. English is hard for an extended period of time. That could be cool though. Dude, look at these 149 damage crits that are just pouring out right now, dude. Just pouring out. Just absolute critical strike madness. I don't know what's healing us right now, but whatever it is, it's healing by a quite good margin. We don't have the anima anymore on our soul blade, so... Or soul dagger is it, I believe it is properly referred. Just regeneration, okay. Just classic good old regeneration. I don't want to leave too many enemies unkilled, to be honest. It seems as though that's a waste of experience that could be otherwise utilized to further progress our current position in this sphere that we exist in, known as the Minecraft dungeons. I'm turning into the Zuckerberg computer slowly. Slowly but surely we will turn into the Zuckerberg computer. That'd be an interesting concept, don't you think? I wonder how far this particular level goes, as we've already ran quite deep into the level with very little in the way of confrontation. Currently, okay, yeah, this is currently rampaging and... Okay. We currently have pretty good enchantments. I'm just concerned, as this appears to be the boss room of sorts. Appears to be our grand adversary's location. I cannot fire upon them while they're kneeling. Hello? Why would me interacting with him trigger his awakening when I'm standing 5 feet away? Oh, they disappeared. Interesting. Defeat the nameless one. Okay. This crossbow does not appear to be the best suited for this particular application. I might need to fetch new arms, as it were. And this might be the correct scenario for not salvaging all of my current useful vestuaries. Not vestuaries, that was the incorrect word. I don't know, I'm getting stressed, boys. As you can probably tell. This fight is not the... Well, I guess, technically, you know? It's got good sound effects. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Now I see the danger. I feel the danger, actually, is a better descriptor of what just happened there. Okay, that's not good. That could definitely one-shot you. That has the potential of one-shotting me entirely. That was a big hitbox. You sure about that, man? We're also expending arrows relatively quickly into his guard and not so quickly into him, which is quite a concern of mine, as you can imagine. And we're expending a lot more of our arrows into guard rather than him. Okay, can we please stop getting hit by those? We're gonna die here, I think. Especially with this other attack that he appears to be utilizing quite to his own advantage. Okay, I need to heal up. Wow, that healed us entirely. Never mind. I was quite worried about nothing. I didn't realize that. I thought the potion only healed you to half. Maybe it does in heroic mode. I don't. Ooh, that is actually rather impressive. I have to admit. I must admit that is rather impressive. Can we burst and take out all the shields? Okay. Okay. What happened there, for those of you who did not... That was rather fast death, so I would like to explain what happened there. So his guard corralled us, at which point he did the cloning attack, and at which point his clones... Oh, did you take a bullet from me? Anyways, at which point his clone... Lifesteal aura, that sounds amazing. Please, yes, sir. But anyways, back to my last point. It appears as though his clones had done quite a number on us. Let's see here, Explorer. Potion barrier. Whenever you use a healing potion, you take 90% less damage. Interesting. Occasionally craft a small quiver of arrows. No, that doesn't seem too useful. The cooldown reduction is quite useful, I have to admit. So is the movement speed increase. I think we'll take the movement speed increase, and I think we'll take the potion barrier upgrade as well. We're close to death. The lifesteal aura does appear to be quite the useful thing at the moment, from past experiences. Oh, no arrows. Well, you must be one of his disciples. I just finished dispatching your master, as it were. 3% lifesteal does not appear to be enough to sustain you in heavy combat amidst fire. Okay. I will rescind the notion that I am invincible, as that is a silly notion to make at this current juncture. But I got knocked back, and then all of his clones attacked me at the same time, and kind of just absolutely destroyed me. That's an interesting... I don't know if it was quite the same. Maybe this got patched. But I seem to remember there being less of a delay between shots with the crossbow. Not as in like fire rate wise, I mean in terms of you didn't have to stand still for quite as long after the shot fired. That's that might not be the case. That might just be me thinking of things. Regardless, I do believe we are approaching our end of episode maintenance.
Once again, the Arch Illager is thwarted.
So if you guys have enjoyed the episode, please like, subscribe, comment down below. You guys' support on the series has been absolutely crazy. I can't thank you all enough. And we're gonna go ahead and check our loot box. We're gonna do some maintenance, and then we're gonna end it. Shock powder, not something I utilized, but I'll keep it in mind. I wonder if there's unique artifacts as well. There almost certainly is. And these are just salvageable. Not useful enough to use. Although it is quite interesting that now we almost have an entirely unique loadout, which is very cool, I must admit. We are now very, very emerald rich. I wonder if there's anything else I can spend my emeralds on. Dinner bone? Harvester. Interesting. Is it a harvester of greater strength? It is a harvester of greater strength. So we'll simply... Oh, no. I want my pet. I do want my pet. We will simply... Did I just salvage the bet? No, I salvaged the lower harvester. It was 15. I would like a bone. Could I have a bone, please? Roots of Swift. Interesting. Can I have a bone, please? Horn. Okay, I've had every one that's not useful to me. We'll have to check out the Boots of Swiftness. Over what, though? Over nothing for now, but for right now I need to salvage the Swindhorn, as I don't care terribly for it. Neither do I have a particular attachment to the fishing rod. Give me... Really? Another Boots of Swiftness. That is quite unfortunate indeed. Okay, it would appear as though we're out of emeralds. So I'm going to end the episode here. Stay safe, my friends. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.